Whenever I get my bearings here. Okay, so I think it's here we go, recording. Okay, welcome to the YPL podcast. Today we have a recurring guest, Dewuan, Titans user, Luis, one of my divisional mates, the Bears user, and kind of like a newly introduced member in YPL, Dskee. Dskee, what team are you? I forgot.
I think I'm the Eagles.
He's the Eagles.
Yeah.
The Eagles user. Okay, so we've got a bunch of topics to cover, but first off, how you doing, guys? What's going on? What's new? Everybody good? Dewuan, Luis, Dskee, you're good?
Yeah, I think we're all good.
Yeah, I think we're all doing all right. New Madden's dropping, so it got to be exciting.
Yeah, anybody play any Madden at all, or not really?
I checked it out a little. So current Gen 22 is just like current Gen 22 is like straight up just next Gen 21.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like I wish I was joking about that, but I'm not.
Is that bad?
I didn't really like it because like current Gen 21 isn't horrible. It's not great, but there's like consistency. Next Gen 21 is just send as many rushers as possible and hope that your men keep track because the defense is horrible.
And if you have somebody with X Factor on next Gen 21, like Bosa or what's the guy from Carolina, Burns, pretty much it's an instant sack.
Yeah.
So,
it's the meta right now for 21 current next gen. Just put as much red on the field as possible in the play art and hope it gets home.
So, did you guys notice that team play came back? So, kind of like must squads, but you don't have to grind solos or get a team. You can just hop in with 2 or 3 friends, and you can play like any kind of like almost like head to head with your friends.
But you can play multiple people like team regs right now.
Team
Yes,
regs,
sir.
yeah, must squad
Oh.
regs. That's the best way to describe it.
I didn't know that was back. Let's go. Wait, are they really bringing that back? How did I not know that?
So I looked at
That's
it
how
under
it
the
is.
YouTube channel, and it's under the Superstar KO menu, and it's 3-minute quarters competitive gameplay. And I mean, it's pretty cool, you know, because like we don't have to play MUT, we don't have to grind. We can just fucking play the game with our friends casually, and maybe a leaderboard will come out. But I'm pretty content with it because I enjoy playing Madden with my friends more than by myself sometimes.
Yeah. Did you get that from what's the channel that's like the narcs of Madden? Is it Eric something?
Eric Mayweather or some shit like that.
Yeah. No, that guy's like a fed. He knows everything about every Madden.
You gotta watch out for people like that.
They
And I'm
scare
talking
you?
about
like
you,
his
Brad,
end.
sir. And I'm talking about you, Brad, sir. All right.
and I work for the Feds, but damn.
Oh yeah. Forgot about
So,
that.
But something else that is different in the new Madden that you guys are gonna like, guys like Luis, no offense, Luis, that are gonna struggle with. Change of direction is horrible.
Oh yeah, especially for defense user, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible. So stop and go, trash. Like they have, it's hard. It's impossible to run it.
Hey, don't call me out on that when you're the choosy one here. Hold on.
I'm just saying, stop and go is obsolete now. If you have a fast running back like Mostert, either you run in a straight line to see speed, or as soon as he change direction, he's going nowhere.
Yeah, it's really noticeable in linebackers too. It's a lot more important to strafe and sit in your assignment. Because if you start freestyling, you're not getting back to your zone.
it sounds like it will be the year of the check down users. You know, you can't cover everything with your user, right? So if you just sit back in coverage and wait and wait and wait, something will get open eventually. I know Frozen's gonna have at least 1 year where he has 11 wins.
I love it.
What team is
Hell
Frozen
yeah.
this year?
He's Pittsburgh, and they just acquired Joe Schobert. That was a
Then
very
he's got
big.
Najee Harris. You know he's tossing 80 to him a game.
Oh my God, he's gonna get Najee Harris like a 95 overall. I still don't know how Chuba Hubbard went to 95 in that short time frame.
Yeah, it's just gonna be.
You know what's good about this year's?
Hmm.
No, but that's what I was about to say. You know what's good about this year's Madden? The guys in the flats actually play the flats. They don't just stand there. So they pick you up. Like, from the beginning of the zone to the end of the zone to the all the way to the sideline. They'll pick you up. So if he's throwing to the flats, it's going to be contested this year. Cover two.
Do curl flats pick up corner routes now?
It depends on how deep the corner route is and how.
Well, corner routes are dead. You mean like kind of like when you come out in a bunch, right? When you come out in a bunch, and there'll be so the middle man in the bunch, it'll be the interior guy, kind of almost like a tight end. The far right or far left guy could be the flat route, and the middle route usually is where I run my corner route. But do you mean like a traditional corner route that starts left, up, and then to the right, or do you mean one that just breaks out to the right, up and to the right?
Honestly,
because traditional corner routes are dead. They've been dead for about 2 years.
Traditional corner routes suck. Like the outside hot route, yeah, that sucks. Like that slot corner is insane. No matter where you run it
it's
from,
really good.
Yeah, just straight line break. Curl flats used to not pick it up. I heard they're doing a little better in 22 next gen, but that's the only version so far I haven't played, because I played 21 and 22 current gen, and then 21 and 22 current gen, then 22 current gen. I haven't played 22 next gen yet.
So Ski, have you've played Madden 22 on your console, right?
Yeah.
How do you play it? EA Play, or do you have 3 days early, or?
Oh yeah, I just had it 3 days early.
Oh yeah, so what do you think?
I'm honestly enjoying it. If you pre-order, you get dual entitlement, which means I only have to buy it once to get it on current and next gen.
That's really nice.
But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. People are complaining that defense isn't as good, but in general,
fluctuates.
It feels a little more real almost.
Yeah.
Because like defensive zones aren't as crazy. You don't have guys like eyes in the back of their head. Like unless you're clicking on, they're not going to make insane plays anymore. Like that's what really bothered me about 21-19, and like everyone running like straight up the field, vert, and then a guy running like a 15-yard curl under that. If you throw that curl, that safety's turning around like instantly, eyes in the back of his head. He's on that route. So they've really like tuned it to feel a little better, even if it's not for the right reasons.
And,
yeah, that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Luis. My bad.
The 50-50s, aren't they like more in the wide receivers? Like,
so
they come down with it more often than the corners now. I think I've heard a little bit.
From what I know, they've tuned it a lot more to be based on the receivers overall and physical stats, like height.
Yeah.
Like DK's obviously going to win a few more jump balls, but
if you got like a Mike Evans or
a few animations,
if you have like a Mike Evans or DeAndre Hopkins, they're probably going to beat out the corner depending on who it is. But if you just have somebody like an Emmanuel Hall going up against who's the average corner like
Eli.
Eli, it'll be an even balance between the two. It really goes back to the catching and the catching traffic of the receiver as well as the defender's ability. But one thing I do want to say is to piggyback off what Dskee said, people haven't really realized this yet. Tight ends are broken. You get a tight end with any type of X factor, not even speed. You can have somebody with like 82 speed. As long as you can get him like tight end apprentice or slot-o-matic, good luck guarding it.
Well, isn't Kyle Pitts is X Factor, right?
Yes. Good luck
and
guarding
91
it.
speed.
No, he's superstar, is he not?
He's X Factor.
He's coming X Factor.
In franchise, he's X Factor?
Probably gonna.
Yes.
Yeah, Mitch is probably gonna bump him.
Oh yeah, because Mitch the conservative fucking master. He's like, no black athlete should never have. Yeah, if it was Hawkinson that was a highly touted prospect, he'd be like, yeah, but Hawkinson was a beast at Notre Dame. I know what's going on.
But yeah, if you, I played with the 49ers, and Kittle was literally unguardable. Like, good luck trying to lock that down.
Wow.
And
yeah,
especially
go ahead.
If he goes up against a safety, he's winning. If he goes up against a linebacker, he's probably outrunning them, except for like certain linebackers. If he's on a corner, if you ever get him on like a hitch, he's gonna outbody the corner. So, like, legit, good luck guarding that. With Kyle Pitts, I don't know his physicality, but good luck guarding him in open traffic, like across the middle of the field, corner routes. Good luck.
Yeah, so they've really reworked a lot of the way receiving works this year. physical stats come a lot more into it. Height and weight are important. They've removed and tuned down some animations that were really annoying, like that suction rack animation where the corner would come from behind, like punch it out of their hands. Yeah, no, they've tuned that out a lot. Yak is a lot more important this year. It's way more important to be able to maneuver through a crowd, and it feels really fluid too. This year feels the most like the NFL that Madden ever has, which is really refreshing. I'm hoping it's another step in the right direction.
One last thing I'm going to throw out there. The routes. You remember how I said the change of direction is different?
Yeah.
The receiver doesn't run to a direct point and turn to run a direct slant. It's more like a curved slant route. So if you have somebody in that zone to bump him within 5 yards and knock him off of that curved route, you have to wait for them to realign themselves to get back on that route, which I feel like is way more realistic than somebody just running 3 yards and slanting across the middle of the field at full speed.
Right.
Receivers a better run better routes too, because now it's like actually better cuts, better lining. It's really refreshing.
Hopefully, we can utilize a lot of the routes that kind of die throughout the years, like me and Dskee were talking about earlier. The corner route, the traditional corner route, a lot of the zig routes, flat route concepts, or the sluggo. The sluggo never gets used at all. And in real life, it's a great fucking post. It's a good move.
Issue with Madden is a lot of it boils down to like double moves don't work because of how the AI plays the route. And this year, it works to run a zig or like a post corner or something like that because of how double moves are played now. Now man is played more reactionary and less like they're reading your mind. So it's really, really nice, honestly.
And I just want to go back to like what Dskee was saying about the rack. Aren't sideline catches like a lot better as well?
Yes, including possession catches. They've made it way easier to like stay in bounds on a catch. It's way like I played enough to like figure it out. The chances of you throwing a sideline ball and them like stepping out and doing some dumb shit like they used to in 21 is so much lower. Because I know there's a million times you've thrown a sideline ball and they've stood out of bounds waiting to catch it. They completely fixed that. It is so much nicer throwing the sideline.
That's nice. And
do y'all think throw 4 birds?
Oh right. And do y'all think there's going to be like a bigger emphasis on developing tight ends this year? Because I feel like last year was like very slept on. Like there wasn't very many good tight ends that were developed.
I feel like I always developed
tight end was really important. Just like put them on a vert straight up from the line. You just tight end vert on the line, easy clap. This year, tight ends are more important, like as a position.
And I want to touch on 2 things though. Not just tight end, possession receivers. Guy like T. Higgins can actually be vital to your offense. His height, the way he catches, he's only like 86 speed, but he can be vital to get you an easy 3-4 yards when you need it. It's not going to be the same thing. Everybody just gets these smaller speed receivers and put them on slants, on crosses and curls or out routes.
Yeah, I won't lie. The Bengals are a good team this year for Madden.
They're going to suck in real life, but actually, I was just thinking about it. They're going to be a good team, man. They've got 3 good receivers, really good quarterback, really good running back, and a defense that you can get away with, right? Especially if you're a good user.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you fix up that tight end spot, and that team is set.
Which any tight end you can get, 83, 84 speed guy. You can really, if you develop them for 4 seasons, which I know it takes a long time, but you can get them to 90 plus in that time, man.
Yeah,
stay consistent. Draft a tight end.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like this Madden's way better about speed not being everything. Because like even if you get a fast guy, it's gonna take a while unless you're running like beaters to him. It feels a lot more balanced and real this year, which is super nice coming off of last year where speed was everything.
I'm gonna piggyback on one thing. It's not gonna take you 4 years to get a tight end to a 90 overall. Even if you get them like a 78 or 77. Remember, we have the offensive coordinators now, and you could specialize in your tight end to gain extra XP. You could specialize in certain players or certain positions to grow. So if you specialize like 3 skill points into your tight end, they'll probably be like an 85, 86 after the first season.
Okay, relax. He's not going to go from a 64 to 87.
No, I said 78 to like an 85. Like you feed
Okay,
him
yeah.
the
If
ball.
if he gets a lot of targets, yeah, I'm sure.
But what I'm saying is also your practices matter now. It's not just a regular 350 points that go to the player and everything. Your practices matter. Everything starts to matter now with your offensive coordinator and everything down the line. If you get an offensive coordinator specialized in, let's say, like short routes or a tight end itself, the tight end is going to get a lot more rep, a lot more XP as he grows. So it's something else I want to bring up because I want everybody's thought in here right now because I think we all like somewhat of a accurate and mobile quarterback. How do you feel about only 2 quarterbacks with gunslinger?
There's only 2?
I thought there was
Russ?
3.
Wait,
Yeah, I
is
thought
Russ?
there's 4 actually. It's
No,
Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Russ, and Aaron Rodgers.
And I don't believe in this, but Kyler Murray is overrated in Madden. He has gunslinger, he has escape artist, he has like all the top qualities.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. And guess who has him? Marsh.
Insane.
You know what's better? Marsh having it than some other guy, right? We don't want to say names, right? But some other guy, like Rockman, someone like me, I'd really do some danger with them. But they got me stuck with Jared Goff over there. I'm like in prison in Detroit. But the whole state's like a prison anyway.
Solitaire.
The last thing you want to do is give Jazzy a mobile quarterback.
Who does Jazzy have? He has a mobile quarterback.
Or Bears, maybe.
Justin Fields.
Fields, gross. What a year.
Luis got Fields.
Yeah, I got
Aaron Rodgers.
Luis is in Minnesota.
I already talked to Mish. I'm keeping Bears.
Mish ain't shit. Don't worry about it. I run that league. I just pretend like he did everything.
So
I can say this though. You remember how people was trading for Jordan Love last year, making him into like a decent quarterback? He's trash.
Really?
You trade for him at your own risk. He's trash.
Well, he's probably better than some of the other quarterbacks. He probably should be at least a 74, 75 overall, I think.
I
think if someone needs a quarterback, they could go after Gardner Minshew fairly easily.
Gardner Minshew is a sleeper pickup. He actually can play the position.
Yeah, exactly.
Drew Lock, yeah. I told Jake that. He's like complaining about his team and saying that his team sucks. He was bitching in the party earlier. He's like, my team is ass, this and that. I'm like, dude, you have a team. You have one of the best young teams in the game.
Yeah.
You could really do damage with them.
Especially Sertan.
What team is he?
The Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos.
Oh, no, that's a good team.
He has like one of the best defenses. He's literally missing a quarterback, or he can develop Drew Lock, and a younger running back. That's literally it.
He's got the running back, rookie running back, 88. He's got 88 speed, 88 trucking as a rookie.
Oh, wow.
What?
Oh, my Lord.
He's nasty.
Yeah, I mean, if Williams coming in like a stud.
And then he has receivers. He has Noah Fant. He has Albert O.
That
defense is nasty.
That's what I'm saying. He's literally set. All he really needs at this point is to develop Drew Lock or trade for a quarterback.
Yeah, but always draft.
Another team people are sleeping on is I might be a little biased because I have to play with them, but the Eagles.
Yeah,
we have 3 first-round picks, right?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So if he doesn't play the snaps, do you get it, or if he does play the snaps?
Yeah, how's that gonna work out?
Like,
in real life, he has to play the snaps or play the playoffs, I believe. One or the other. So if he
to get the first-round pick for the Eagles.
Yeah. So if he doesn't play the full 75% of the snaps, he has to play in the playoffs. If they don't make the playoffs, he doesn't play 75, then it goes to a second-round pick. Which, to be honest, it's still not bad.
That's not bad because I don't think he's going to, but you never know, right? You never know. He's got injury problems, man, but he's a good player.
He's got running backs over there, man. He doesn't have to sit back and throw the ball 40 times a game.
We got hurt in practice.
That's fair.
Like he had a surgery.
I think he's actually supposed to be back for week 1.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. They're saying he should be playing.
1 or 2.
So
I'm negative about the whole situation. I just feel like he's like not gonna play. Like he's injured now, and he's like, yeah, I'll be back in like 8 weeks. And Jacoby Brissett will come in and win like 4 games and lose like 4 games.
Is that his backup?
I think Brissett got released right now.
Brissett's
backups are Eason and Ellinger.
Oh yeah,
Miami.
they fuck it. Their backups are damn. That's a team you could be dealing out quarterbacks. You keep Wentz, and then you just trade both of those young guys. Someone would offer a second round pick for one of those dudes.
I won't lie to you. I might trade out Jalen Hurts because I've got a sleeper pick quarterback on my bench.
Who's that?
My man Tyree Jackson signed as tight end.
No, fuck yeah, fuck yeah.
Hold on. Dskee, please hit my DMs.
No, we're not doing a trade talks here. Get the fuck out of here. We're not doing the Dewuan Trade Center. You can have your own
about
trade
talks.
the show.
I was on fantasy football earlier today, and I saw that Jackson was signed to the Eagles. I was like, oh lord, it's gonna be a fun YPL cycle.
Though. You know what's funny though? If I was you, this is just my opinion. I trade Ertz for a third. I trade Goddard for a second or a first. I develop Hakeem Butler, who's 23, 88 speed, and I develop Tyree Jackson.
That's
me. He's a tight end in the game right now. He's not a quarterback. He's tight end. Or
that's what
from
I'm
the
saying. You develop
last roster update.
You develop them at tight end.
I mean, that'd be kind of cool.
I mean, I'm sure I just got to ask Mish. Get him swapped over.
You could probably do like a Taysom Hill kind of deal with him.
Honestly, I might. Saints playbook, go crazy.
Right.
I played basketball probably 2 months ago, and I was balling with this dude. He was wearing a Buffalo shirt, and I'm from New York. So I go, hey man, did you go to Buffalo? He goes, yeah. And I go, that's cool. Did you play sports? So he go, yeah, I play football. I said, oh, what years? And he told me the years. And I said, do you know Tyree Jackson? He goes, yeah, I know Tyree Jackson. He's like, I was a receiver. I practiced him all the time. I'm just like, hey, what do you think about him? He goes, he was an asshole. That's what he told me. And he didn't say anything else after. I was like, wow. Tyree. And he dude, he was dead straight serious. I was like, I couldn't believe it. He's like, I was like, really? He goes, yeah, he's just kind of a guy that people don't really like. He's very cocky. He's not really like a humble person. He can be a prick in practice. I was like, wow. And the dude was like stone cold. I'm not bullshitting. So kids,
Goat in Madden.
He is good in Madden. I used him in a bunch of franchises, and he was always good. And he has accuracy at the ass at a 64 overall. Like, he can actually throw accurately. It's stupid.
And he has that secret speed on him.
Ridiculous.
And he has stupid speed. He has breakaway speed. I broke a 80-yard run on Rockman. A read option against him.
86 speed, 94 throw power. Getting that on a young quarterback is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my cat's crying. Can you guys hear it?
No.
He's crying in the kitchen right now. And then I go to pick him up, and he fucking bolts through my legs like a loser.
I found out that I'm not even mad about the Titans receiving core anymore. They drafted a 6'3" rookie with 92 speed and 88 kicks.
What were you gonna be mad
you're
at?
Gonna go crazy
Julio
with them.
AJ.
Julio AJ, yeah. You should give me Julio Jones.
I wanted a speed guy until I saw that. I was like, oh, all I need is a tight end. This offense is about to be legit.
Yeah, it sucks that you lost that tight end they had before, but then again, Johnny Smith isn't really built like a tight end.
You know who I think is the nastiest team in Madden that no one's talking about?
Who?
The Cardinals.
Because
let's think about
they're
that right
nasty.
now.
Yeah, of course.
So they got Kyler Murray, who superstar abilities are just escape artist, gunslinger. So when he gets X Factor, because he is, that means he's getting 3 abilities in the good slots on top of those 2. On top of that all, he's got a really good O-line that just got Rodney Hudson. He's got one of the best receiving cores in the game. He's got, who is it? Andy Isabella, who's 96 speed. He's got D-Hop. And he's got Rondale Moore, who's going to be like 96 speed. He needs a tight end. And then you look at defense. You got 2 X-Factor edge rushers. You got Watt and Jones. You've got an insane secondary. You've got Isaiah Simmons. You got Zaven Collins on defense.
You got Hassan Reddick, a really good user.
Right.
That squad's so good.
Do you say Buda Baker or no?
And
he did.
Yeah, you got Buda Baker. You got Buda Baker
and
that
Isaiah safety
Simmons.
They drafted. They drafted
another one
safety.
thing, and it's corners. You need like one more corner and the tight end, and that team is perfect.
They've got a dude that you can develop. What's his name? Mish had him a really high overall 2 years ago.
Byron Murphy? Yeah.
Byron Murphy, yeah.
But you need like one more corner and a tight end, and that team is unstoppable.
You really don't even need that because they drafted a safety that has like 92 or 93 speed. So you put him and Buda Baker at the top. You bring Simmons to that linebacker position. Wherever your weakness is on the other side, it's still covered.
I won't
throw
lie
it
to you.
underneath or inside. You got Simmons. They throw it over the top. You got enough safety that's like 6'1" or 6'2".
For me, I would play Simmons deep, but I would use him as a utility player, like kind of go everywhere. I don't know. Have him only be my user. For me, the user my user is most likely the worst player on the field overall.
Let
Really?
me tell you who my sleeper. You me tell you who my sleeper team is.
Go for it.
The Giants.
Yeah, I agree.
Keon
Yeah,
Carlson added to that cornerback field. Jesus Christ! And
They
then
have-
you still have 3 legit receivers now. You still have Evan Ingram. Danny Jones is going to be a question mark throughout the whole season.
It's gonna be good to Madden though.
Saquon, you got a decent O-line. Your defense is basically secured. That's a sleeper team as well.
Now-
where'd the Griffin brother go? Did he go to New York or the Jacksonville?
Who is it?
Jacksonville.
Oh yeah, Shaquille. Yeah, and Shaquem went to Miami, right?
Ooh, Miami's sick too. They got Will
No, I
Fuller,
think
they
they
got
both
Waddle.
paired up. No.
No. He's in Miami, right?
I'll have to check. I don't know if he got signed.
I'm
No, he
pretty
did
sure.
just.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me check my Google right now. No, I use Bing. No, I use Google. Chill. You use Bing, Dewuan?
Oh, yeah, he is
No,
Dolphins.
I use Google.
Um,
Dolphins
so
underrated too.
Dolphins are good. If you can deal with the headaches of Tua and just use him, right, or get rid of him, whatever you want, you got a good team. If you could use him though, you can maximize their potential, right?
You know one thing that's a difference maker in this Madden. Your
What's up?
running game. Your running game could break you or make you in this Madden. Guys, you don't need X Factor guys. You can get a normal guy that has 88, 89 speed, but has a trucking ability. You can really mess some teams up. And
Oh,
Miami
right.
is one of them teams. Like, you don't have to depend on Tua 20 times a game, 25 times a game. Let Tua run a couple play actions off of it. You got the speed. You have Waddle. You have Fuller. You have the guys in place to make that team great. Dskee is a decent tight end.
And you have a big body
Decent.
too. WR3 is Devontae Parker.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Army's gonna do some work with that team.
Army's gonna
scared.
be nasty, but like I said, I think everyone's gonna be his whipping boy. I think everyone's gonna be his little bitch in that division. I think Mark is gonna smack them up real nice. I think Army's gonna he's gonna beat him a few times, but when you would play you know Dewuan, when you play in Mark's division, right? You play him twice a year. You have to play him twice a year. Hope you beat him, and then you got to worry about everyone else, right?
Right.
So
because
you beat him one time, you come close one time and say, "Whew, I got him," or "Whew, I almost got him." And then next week you might have Marcus. Next week you might have Luis. Next week you might have etc. You know what I mean? It keeps piling up. He makes you better, or he makes you horrible.
let me tell you something that people don't think about being in Mark's division. You're trying to grow your team as much as possible to contend with him.
Yeah.
But what people don't think about is 2 other people doing the exact same thing. So when you find, like with me, when I was with the Vikings, I got Humphreys. I was like, okay, I got Humphreys. I got Sean Wade. I got Apke at safety. I have Tavares Moore at safety. I was like, okay, he can't beat me deep. I was like, okay, I'm good. I can contend with him. He went and got Charles Snowden, man, a 6'7", 88 speed linebacker.
Listen, he might not have the postseason success of a lot of teams, but he's a good player. He's a real good player in the regular season, and he only makes the moves that help him. He's ruthless. Right. He never, ever makes a move that really hurts him. All his trades are good. Even his bad trades are still better than most people's. His GM skills are probably better than his user skills, and he's a really good user. But that dude knows how to run a team. He sold me a fucking linebacker like 3 or 4 years ago in real life. He was like, I was like, I never heard of this guy, like quartermaster or some shit like that. He was like 90 speed, 85 hip. I was like, where'd you get him? Oh, I don't know. He developed him after 1 year, got him to 87. I'm like, bro, I gave this man a first round pick and a fucking player for that. Like, it's nice that I got him, but goddamn, like this dude just develops players out of his ass.
I think y'all fucked up letting him get the Jets, just straight up.
I didn't fuck up. I think the Jets they're gonna be. Listen, if we're gonna make this transition, let's do it right now. Let's talk some YPL. I know everyone loves talking about it. I think the AFC East is gonna be hard on Mark, even though he's gonna win it a lot. He's going to win it every year. I think Army's going to win once, twice. But I think out of 7 or 8 seasons, he's got 5 on lock, right? I think he's going to get the first 2 seasons. Maybe Army wins season 3, 4, 5, and after season 5 or 6, isn't that important? But it's going to be hard on Mark because the growing pains of a team like that. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. Hard teams are always fun to use because they're the most rewarding. Mm-hmm. The problem is you get weighed down with, sometimes your team isn't satisfactory, or the mistakes you make are bigger when you play someone who's pretty good, especially when you have a bad team. So playing Army twice a year is not going to be easy on Mark. And on top of that, Jake throwing up fucking bombs, Josh Allen throwing the ball, scrambling. And then who's the last one in the division? Miami? Rockman. So then you got to deal with Rockman, right? Rockman always finds a way. Yeah, but Rockman's going to find a way. He's not Rockman of 2 years ago. He's a Super Bowl champion now. He's a Super Bowl champion now.
I really want to see what he does without Kyler, though. Without him,
he'll always find a way, dude. Every league he goes to, he's like fucking kicking everyone's ass.
Let me tell you what's
now, Mark has his number, but still. Go ahead, Dewuan.
Let me tell you what's going to be difficult for the AFC. I'm in it. Mark's going to develop every one of those guys. He's going to get Michi's first-round picks for the next 3 years. He's going to get Brass's first-round picks for the next 3 years. And he's just going to keep developing with younger talent, keep developing. That's going to be deadly. You get Ashton Davis to an X Factor, which he probably will in like a year or two. You start getting other people developed in. That team is going to be something that's going to be like a revolving door. Most of those guys are going to be there for a year, traded out. Ty Johnson will probably be an X Factor before the end of the first season.
Okay, relax. He's a normal dev player. He's going to go 4 bumps.
Straight
I get what you mean, but don't be so dramatic.
Ty Johnson. I think he plays Michael Carter.
Michael Carter, from what I never used him in the new rosters, but I did use him. Remember in Michi's league, Dewuan? And I had Michael Carter with like 700 receiving yards and like 1,200 rushing yards by week 15 of his rookie year.
Michael Carter is like 87 or 88 speed. He doesn't have the trucking ability. And with this Madden, the edges actually play the edge. That's why I was saying Ty Johnson. He has speed to get around the edge. He doesn't have to change the direction. But if he can hit that edge with Ty Johnson to have certain blockers, that's 10, 15 yards every time.
Oh, yeah.
With Michael Carter,
I just think he's going to be a gimmick back. He'll come in. Mark develops one running back all year, right? He's going to pick one, and that'll be it, right? This is not the Mark segment, but we all know what he does. Who was the running back he had before? It was Robinson Jr. or some shit like that. He turned to Michi. What was that guy's name?
Oh, Emery.
John Emery. John Emery, and before that it was Anthony McFarland 10 times, and before that it was. You get the point. He's always the running backs. He's giving everyone the blueprint. It's so easy to develop them. We all should just run with one running back, and just develop them and trade them to fucking Michi. Or Brad, whatever.
Well, I don't think anyone could be as successful as him. Remember in 100 League when he developed Jonathan Taylor to 95 in 1 year?
It's pretty crazy, man. It's pretty crazy. Well,
he developed Jacob Eason the same way, and then traded him to me for a first and a second-round pick.
That's cheap.
That's what I'm saying. So it's that's what scares me, because Army is the type of guy, just like Rockman, they develop somebody, they hold on to him. They keep those X factors. When Army developed, what was the cornerback? Chris Westry.
Chris Westry, yeah.
He held on to him the entire time. Mark would have traded him.
But that hurts Mark sometimes too. And I'm not just only Mark. Sometimes it hurts some players. You can't. For me, it was really hard letting go of Miles Jack, and my defense changed because of it, and not in the good way. I think I won a Super Bowl after he left, but in the following seasons, it just became harder and harder. I should have kept him, right? I got Eric Hendricks. He was a solid replacement. He played pretty well. But sometimes there are the career-defining players that really set the tone for your team. I know it can be a little overrated, right? Sometimes you say, I want to hold on to this guy forever, whatever. Sometimes you can't, sometimes you can't. But there are teams, for me, mental players oh yeah, I like this one guy and he sets the tone. So if he's young, I'll keep him. And sometimes I feel like players like Mark, who wheel and deal, they lose out on that. And they say, oh man, I do it. We all do it, right?
Right. And
now, go ahead, Luis.
No, you go ahead.
We've been going for 36 minutes now, so I just wanted to switch into a different topic. But if you want to go off, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to mention like something before we switch. That with the scouting update, do you think picks are going to be like way more valuable than in past Maddens?
Ooh. That's a good question.
Yeah, it definitely will be. Picks are gonna, but picks are okay. So maybe valuable or not valuable is not the right word in terms of how I'm gonna describe it. I would say picks are going to fluctuate. So if there's a bad draft class, you're gonna know in the old Maddens. But now there's always gonna be a gem, and there's always gonna be exterior scouting, and there's always gonna be extra ways to find out who's good and who's not. So I think picks are gonna become more valuable to some players. Players like Mark, players who go really far into the scouting department, and to some players who are more nonchalant, players who kind of just like money players. They won't care for it as much. I don't know anybody like that, by name, but you get the drift.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dewuan.
I'll be honest.
Let's talk about some of the wild team assignments we got. I think there's a lot of really underrated teams this year, but there's some people who just got really good teams that did not need to get good teams.
We'll go and talk about it then.
Marcus.
Who did Marcus get? He got who
The
he got?
Giants.
The
Yeah, but he had the
Giants.
Dolphins
Yeah.
last year, and he didn't really make noise with that.
That's also true. Marcus really. So Marcus is a great player. He's a Hall of Famer, right? A champion. But last year he didn't really do his thing. We all are aware of it. He wasn't as good as he has been in the past. And that's not me talking trash, but yeah, I'm sure he knows it, right? So I think he honestly could have got a quote unquote better team by overall. But I think it's fine to me.
The one I was thinking about was Jawsy with the Packers.
Jawsy with the Packers. It makes no sense. It makes zero sense.
You know what Mitch said about it? That you were scared of it.
Yeah, I'm scared. I've never lost. Hey, I'll talk my shit. I've never lost to him. I've never, not once, ever lost to him. In fact, I usually beat his ass. Watch him pull the clip up in like a month when we beat him for the first time in his little life. What did Conor McGregor say? Red Panty Night? I'll make your life, you bum. All that.
I want to start asking the real gritty questions. Can I start?
Go ahead.
You start, but then I'm gonna follow with you because we're the hosts, right? So go ahead. We're okay. Dramatic pause is over. We're ready. Okay, I'll ask the question. Dskee for you, number one. Your division. Right? What was the echo? Oh my god.
My AirPod went dead.
Okay, let me hop in real fast because I've got one. Dskee, your division. You are the Eagles, right?
Yep.
You've got Marcus in your division. You've got Shane Mizzou in your division, or no?
Yeah, he's Washington football team.
And then who is the last team? It's the
Big Country, Caden Weldon.
Let's go.
Cowboys.
So you got Big Country, you've got Marcus, and you've got I keep fucking forgetting. And Shane, Big Marcus, Country, Shane. Who is the biggest threat to your success this year, and why?
Straight up, I've only played one of them off the top of my head. I don't think I've ever played Marcus. I don't think I've ever played Shane.
Okay.
Maybe. When's the last time? Who was Shane last for YPL?
Titans.
Oh. Okay, Cowboys.
Caden.
I don't know.
No, Cowboys.
I don't know about Marcus. I haven't played him yet, so he could be big stuff. But I've played Caden before. He's a beast. He might struggle this Madden. This Madden, his specialty is defense. He is a great defensive player, but this Madden's defense is a little rough. So if he can't show out on defense, he might struggle. I anticipate a lot of challenge from Marcus. I've never played him before, but if he's as good as everyone says with a good team like the Giants, we'll see how it goes.
And any thoughts on Shane?
If Shane's the guy I think he is, then I'm not worried about it.
Oh.
Let me tell you what's going to be. Let me tell you what my opinion
is that
hold on. Let the man talk.
Is a quarterback away from being the best team in Madden, and I'm not joking about that.
Wait, who is?
The Washington football team.
Oh,
you give them a quarterback, they're top 5 team in Madden, and I'm not joking about that. So we'll see how that goes. I don't remember if I played him in YPL or if it was another league, but I remember being a little let down by it. He's probably going to hear this and have his Michael Jordan moment with me, but like off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone that's like super scary in the division except Caden.
Okay, got it. Dewuan, what was your question?
My question comes with this. You look at every team in your division, right? Let's go to Dskee first, then we get to Luis. What is your game plan against the Saquon Barkley and now the Kenny Galladay 1-2 punch? Because with this Madden, possession receivers are going to really shine. Then you got Evan Ingram. You got 3 guys you got to contend with in the Giants offense every time. I know Danny Downs not the best quarterback, but with Marcus, especially a mobile quarterback too, that's what I was about to say. He'll make it work. With Washington football team, you got Scary Terry, you got Curtis Samuel now, you have Gibson at running back. They're just missing a quarterback. And with, of course, Dallas, we know about Zeke, we know about Amari, we know about CeeDee Lamb. They have a stud offense as well. What is your game plan defensively going into this?
My game plan is sell all my defensive players score more than they do on offense. I trust that they will make one more mistake than I will because I don't trust this defense to hold people to like good stops. I trust like one bad pick for them a game off like a user play or something like that, and then just score more on offense. Because this year, I do not think my Eagles defense is going to keep up with any of those offenses.
Okay.
Like straight up.
Okay. Offensively, what is your game plan going against that Washington D line? Because that is a nasty
sounds like a
D-line
fucking
as well.
like he's interrogating somebody.
I know. He's like, he's got Shane on the other side, like listening and writing everything I'm saying down.
I'm saying, like, with that D-line, we know about defenses. And if you can get pressure with the D-line in this Madden, it can cause some havoc. The Eagles no longer
really strong, but that's probably
they lost
my
Thomas
game plan for him. Oh.
So you got a strong right side. Your left side is a bunch of 70 and 71 overall. Who?
Wait, are you talking about the line?
Yeah, the O-line, Trey Thomas. He signed with the Bears.
Who the fuck is Trey Thomas?
You're talking about Jason Peters, dude.
Yeah, Jason
Peters.
Jesus,
I'm like, motherfucker, who is Thomas? I'm like, did I forget the rosters? What year are we in?
No, like he signed with the Bears, so like the left side of your O-line is kind of shaky, to be honest.
Jordan Mailata is a young stud. I think he can come in and produce. I'm going to have to be careful with Chase Young, though. I won't lie to you. I'm going to be running the ball a lot this year. I've got good players for it. My receivers are going to be fine. Like I'm feeling good about running the ball this year. I mean, the D-backs in this division aren't crazy. The only team with like really good defensive backs is the Giants, and his D-line sucks. So
you have good defensive backs as well.
Okay, I do, but no one else in the division does. Just me and Marcus.
Well, Dskee, do you think you could like see a possible like rebuild from you? Like trade away all your assets?
I don't think I'm rebuilding. As crazy as it sounds, I don't think the Eagles need a rebuild this Madden. I think until something goes wrong, I don't need to retool anything. I think the O-line can hold up for a year or two, and then I'll be able to replenish and restock in the draft or just free agency. I've got tons of picks coming up. I've got free agency money coming up. I've cleared a horrible contract off in Wentz. I've got a ton of cap. I've got a ton of resources. I'm going to be able to refresh and pick whatever I need. I'm not going to have to rebuild anything. I might have a down year or two, but I think I'm going to be in competition every season.
You think you're going to be a contender?
Absolutely. I think I'm going to be in a win now mode no matter what. I don't know how far I'll get with it, but I don't think there's ever going to be a year with this roster where I'm like, I need to reset and reload. I think this roster is compete every year until the next cycle.
And in terms of record, have you taken a look at your schedule yet or no?
I have not. Let me do that right now.
Go take a look for me one time. I'm going to ask you a question, and we're going to gravitate towards Luis, okay?
Hold on. Yep. I got one last important question I've been dying to ask you all night.
Go for it.
What if the Eagles actually give up the 3 or 4 first-round picks, possibly Fletcher Cox and Earl Ertz for Deshaun Watson? How would you feel about that?
If you give me Deshaun Watson, something's going to go down. I'm going to trade Jalen Hurts, get mad value for that. I might even trade Deshaun Watson at this point. Because you give me value, I'm going to turn this team into, like, something insane. But if I do end up getting my hand on, like, a Deshaun Watson guy, a Josh Allen, like, if I can trade for one of those big-name quarterbacks, I'm going to be able to make those receivers work.
I like it. Have you taken a look at your schedule yet?
Yeah, so week 1, I'm going to be playing Am Daddy, which is going to be fun.
Okay.
He's given me tough games in the past, but we've only ever played when I was on a bum roster in 100. So we'll see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
Then I play Bradster.
Okay.
Bradster's, I don't know. I don't feel like I've ever played Bradster, which is weird because I feel like I've been in so many leagues with him.
He's a one-dimensional player, but he finds a way to win sometimes, not all the time.
Week 3, I play Caden. That's going to be a showdown. Caden and I always have good games. I think I'm 2-1 against him, though.
Okay.
Week 4, I play the Chiefs. I don't know our user for the Chiefs, but it's going to be...
He is either, I mean, we don't know. Some guy said Justin's not playing this year, so it might be a vacated team with him. But if he is a team, if it's Justin, right, it's going to be a forced win. Sorry, Justin, if you're watching this, you won't watch it. You're basically going to beat his brains in.
Nice.
Continue, though. Rapid fire. Let's go. Speed this up. Come on, Dskee, you got it.
Week 5, I play Mish, so that's going to be a blast.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Easy blowout. Week 6, I play Jit, so that's going to be a blast.
Okay.
Who's Raiders this year?
Isn't it Dawkins?
All right, I've got Dawkins.
Ravens is...
Oh.
No, NRads.
No, I said Raiders. I thought you said Raiders.
Oh, Raiders.
NRads is the Ravens.
Week 8 midseason matchups against Shala.
Hello?
That's going to be a good one. It's going to be a question of if I'm good enough or if his roster is bad enough to keep me on top.
Okay.
See how that goes.
What's next?
Ooh. Am I coming through?
Yeah, you're coming through. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. Week 8 for Shala. Week 9, who's Chargers this year?
It's Smoky Jim.
Ooh. We'll see how that goes. Week 10 is the Broncos, Jakey, and I'm not feeling too bad about that. It's going to be a good one. Saints, week 11. Who's Saints?
Kyle.
Oh, okay.
Built for war.
Week 12. Oh. It's going to be a good one.
All these games going to be a good one? Are there ever going to be like a bad one?
No, I'm just trying to get game of the week opportunities. Hear me out. There's
talk your shit.
I think I'm going to win pretty confidently. There's a few that there's only like 3 games I'm looking at right now where I'm like not sure that I have a chance to win. There's a few games where I look like every game except for these 3, I think I've got this. Like I wouldn't be stunned if I lost. Like it's possible anything can happen. But there's only 3 games I don't think I'm going to win, like straight up looking at the teams.
Okay. So if you can, 17, it's a 18 season, 18-week season. You play 17 games. What is your record going to be this year? Realistically, what do you believe?
Looking at this,
what do you believe?
I think realistically, my floor is 12-5.
Okay.
Ooh.
What's the ceiling? And don't be like Michael Jordan. The ceiling is not the roof. 16?
16-1.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I think I dropped one between you, Mark, and someone else. Like those are my guesses. Between the other team, I dropped at least one game in that range.
Okay. Let's gravitate towards Luis, right?
I got to play Mark.
You got to play Mark too. Don't forget that.
Yep. I play you and Mark, and those are the games I'm like, those are the ones I'm not sure about winning. The only other, there's a few trap teams on here. Like Jit sometimes plays out of his mind for no reason. Like anything can happen, but looking at this, there's only 2 or 3 teams I don't think I'm going to beat straight up. That could bite me in the ass. We'll see. But I'm feeling 15-2.
Oh wow. Okay. Cool. Luis, my boy.
What's up?
How you feeling, boy? Where you going?
I'm feeling good. Horny, everything.
Except for Madden or what? What the fuck?
Very.
You ran down.
This break was very well needed. You know, you play like consistently 9 months. Like
So
3
Luis, my
weeks.
question for you is: you're aware of your situation with your roster, right? You're not sure if you're going to be Minnesota. You're not sure if you're going to be Chicago, right?
I'm going to be Chicago. Anyways, go ahead.
Who are you the most concerned about in our division, and why?
I think this is a no-brainer. But you?
Why not Jazzy?
I don't know. Jazzy had what? Eagles. He built him up really nicely. You were like 5 going in. We had some good battles. It was always like it was always good games with him. So I think he will be a problem. I'm not like undermining that, but I think as you like the 3-time Super Bowl champion, it's gonna be tough.
And what do you think about Dewuan, right? This is the question I find myself asking when I wake up in the morning, right when I wake up, and right when I go to bed. I say that motherfucker Dewuan.
He's a new
because the man has a defense historically that is good enough to be up there with Holland's defense, Kyle's defense, the 2 best defenses I've played. So he has the potential to be that good on defense. Is he better than them on defense? No, but he shows flashes and he's very good. So if there's anything you want to say to Jay Dewuan right now, I would say it.
I think we played once, and I think he beat me pretty handedly the first game. So I think I'm gonna have to look out for that. I mean, this division is not easy, as we can tell. I think it's the strongest one in YPL. Go ahead.
AFC East is where I'm going to put my bet on that.
Really?
I would.
You got a weak link in that division, though.
East. I think you got
Jake in the division. He's a weak link.
But Jake, Jake and 8 with a quarterback.
Is Jake and 8 in a hard division? He's gonna tap out.
He can't go Jake and 8 no more.
Yep, he's gonna go Jake and 7, right?
My question for you, Luis, is this: have you looked at your roster yet?
I have not. I mean, I kind of know like the generals about it, but I haven't looked too deep into it. I think I'll find out when I come back.
Your first 2 years, what is the one spot in your roster you're gonna try to build up?
Definitely my safeties. I think they're pretty lacking. Since I think corners, they're pretty young. I have Jalen Johnson. I know he's pretty young, can be developed pretty well. Middle linebackers, I have Roquan Smith, and I can't name like anyone else on the top of my head. Like Khalil Mack, he's pretty good. I'll just have to see when I get into the game. I think safety's
I think Khalil Mack would look real good in green and white.
Hmm.
You said who would look
about
good?
Mark. Don't send him to Mark, please God.
He said the Hunter Green.
So, I was thinking about this, right? Dewuan, Dskee, and Luis is very animated, right? He's very in your face. He loves to win. He loves to play the game to get better, which a lot of people don't do. So, I want you guys to listen to this a little closer than the rest. Dewuan, your division is what? It's Miz, it's Wanaka, and there's one more. What's the name? What's the last dude?
Shit, I forgot.
Miz, Wanaka, and
I don't know who you are, third guy, but I don't think you're gonna be a factor in this. No offense. I forgot who it is. To be honest.
Is it Lancer?
It is Lancer.
Yeah.
Who's the third person? Sorry, my girlfriend called me.
Lancer.
So Lancer, Miz, and Wanaka. If you have something to say to them, I suggest you would say it now because I might ask you this question again. So go ahead.
You better get your D-line ready. Derrick Henry is gonna run the fucking ball till he dies.
Any specific call out? This is a pretty general statement here.
To be honest, I've played Miz twice.
Mm-hmm.
One game I wasn't fully there. He came back. He beat me. The second time we had like a shootout. Wanaka had the cheese to beat me in that one game because I was lagging. The one time I played him, but I've watched Wanaka play multiple times. I know his strength. I know his weakness. One of his biggest glaring weaknesses is, of course, he loves to use it around people like Rockman. And one of his strengths, he can run the ball. Not gonna lie. So as long as I'm prepared to play the ball, to play the run 40 times a game, I'm not worried about Wanaka. Honestly, I'm not worried about anybody in that division. The Titans are an underrated offensive team. Defensively, I've been plotting to make a couple moves to bring in some decent guys to really contend, but I think I have Harold Landry. I have the rookie corner that's like 95 speed. He's like
Adoree Jackson? I think I got traded.
No, it's Caden something. He's like 95 speed. He's like hitting there.
Yeah.
I have a decent safety in Kevin. What's that? Kevin
Byard?
Yeah.
Byard, yeah.
I'm pretty content, especially since, like Dskee said earlier in the podcast, the defenses play different. So in a way, I'm kind of used to this because I've been playing in the PS5 Madden leagues. So this is basically the same thing, but it's converted over to a PS4. So I'm not really worried, man.
And Dskee, you don't know much about your opponents, your division. You don't know much about Marcus. You know the Giants user. Caden, you're pretty well equipped, but you've beat him handily a few times. But the name that like rolls off the tongue, what I noticed earlier, a little bit of tension, is Mizzou, right? So do you think that Mizzou could be that biggest rival in your division that could push you to be a great player? Because in the division, everyone wants to crush each other to become better and to take the spot and go up in the rankings. So do you think he could secretly be your biggest motivator?
Gotta be honest.
Because your words, we've been pretty nice in the podcast. Your words were a bit harsh, and I like that. I think it shows character.
I think I'm more scared of his team than I am of him.
Ooh.
That football team squad is good. I'm not too worried about it. There's a few holes. If he cleans up his game, it'll be tough just to compete with that roster. But I don't think he, at least from where I've played with him, is where he needs to be as a player to like let that roster take over. And that's not even just against me. That's in general. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with the bigger teams in the league when he's not playing up to the level his roster lets him have.
Okay, well, thank you for the honest response. It seemed honest, I had to touch in when you said that he was a lackluster player, and that basically you said he was fucking trash. So it's great.
I mean, I would if I had to rank the division right now, he's probably the bottom right now. Because I haven't played Marcus, and y'all talk a lot for him, so I probably got Marcus at 2 or 3.
But who's your number one? We want to know,
Myself?
Dskee. Of course, and that's the winner's mentality. I'm sure if I asked Luis the same question, he would say me. I mean, he wouldn't say me. He would say me as in him, right? So,
Right.
Understandable.
I mean,
no, Luis, you know better than that.
I mean, you always got to believe in yourself. I've beaten Shala a couple times in the recent history. I think I have what it takes to win this division, and eventually the Super Bowl.
I've got a question for y'all. This is a mix-up because we've been talking a lot about the best players in each division and the best divisions. Who do you guys think is the worst division?
The worst divisions, if you want a little bit of history, right? The worst divisions were created by me and Sir Dskee. So
NFC
majority. What's up?
NFC West. That's the worst division.
And the AFC West, you forget about that one too? They both suck. We made 2 divisions per conference that were really bad so that the really bad players can contend, go to the playoffs, and have some fun. And who knows what can happen? You know what I mean? You never know what can happen in the playoffs. So that's why we created those teams.
So I'm looking at the NFC West. That's Bradster, Marshall, Beachy, and wherever our Rams user is.
Are we out of Rams user?
No, don't. Not currently.
I have a guy in mind who Mitch wants him.
Okay, so that's the NFC West, and then the AFC West. You can take a look.
I was about to say AFC West was my pick just from what I was seeing. Because Smokey's not bad, but he's not like insane. Chiefs is empty, I think, unless that guy in the Discord is going. Dawkins isn't bad. I just don't think he's there. And Chargers is who's the last team? Broncos.
Yeah,
Oh,
Broncos.
Jake and 8. So we're fine.
No, that's Jakey
No,
Ladd. That's Jakey Ladd. That's British Jake.
Oh, other Jake.
Like the counterpart of Jake.
Yep.
You know, I'm gonna go out on a limb. You know what I say about the AFC West?
What's up?
Like, just looking at these teams, man. Like, Jakey Land probably has the best defensive team. We don't know what to expect from Justin if he decides to play or not. Smokey Jim's concept of football, his team actually fits him. Dawkins is a sleeper, man, because that Raiders team got some weapons.
Well, Dawkins we didn't really see much of. He was very much like a ghost during last Madden cycle, so I think he's gonna surprise us a little bit.
Dawkins and Jet, they almost play alike. Like, they have that slow pace where they run the ball. They're methodical with how they
It can get you out of your funk, right? Same thing when you play Frozen.
That's what I'm
Sometimes
thinking.
you play Frozen, they could throw you off, dude. And
Mm.
sometimes you may feel like, oh, all I need is one stop and one score. And by the time he's like a boa constrictor, he's squeezing the clock out, and you're like, I got to get this one stop, and then he's just grinding yards and not really taking a chance and throwing the ball short, running the ball short. And next thing you know, double zeros, game's over, and you're like, oh my god, I lost by 3, I lost to Frozen. It happens. It happens even to the best users. Frozen won the division two or three times before
Right.
Marcus even could touch it. And that's a testament to Frozen, because he doesn't have the verticality in his game, but he's a veteran. And he wins the game, and that's a dangerous team. We gave him such a good team to do that. To dink and dunk, run the ball, and I mean his defense is incredible. The Steelers defense, and they just got Joe Schobert.
NFC North, I don't know now, or AFC North. Now that I'm looking at it, Tim Enrad's, Views, Tyrone.
Tyrone's the weak link. Enrad's is going to be consistently average. It's really between Views and Frozen, in my opinion.
I've got Frozen taking that division.
I said Views originally because Views actually could put up a fight, but I just think Frozen's going to be too much for them. He's going to slow down the game too much, and he's going to lose his divisional games. Of course, he's not going to be a world beater, but goddamn it, he's one of those grinds like American wrestlers. They grind you out. They really they put their hard hat on and they just play Madden. Like they don't get caught up. They just play the game. They play real hard.
I think YPL goes 5 seasons for this cycle. I think I'm going to say 3 go to Frozen, 1 to Views, 1 to NRads.
I don't think NRads will touch it. I think 2 go to Frozen.
He has 1 year.
You think so?
I think he has 1 season where he comes out of nowhere and just wins, like game after game after game, just because of that team. Like he'll play all right, but that team elevates because you get 2 super speedy receivers. You got Duvernay and Marquise Brown. You've got Sammy Watkins or Rashad Bateman or whoever you want to start there. You've got a really good O-line. You've got Lamar Jackson. You've got your choice of running back. You've got Mark Andrews, and you've got a solid defense. I think that roster carries him to 1 division at least. I'm guessing 1 total, but I wouldn't be surprised if he takes maybe 2.
Well, we're going to have to see.
You can tell you what I think. This is just my opinion. I think y'all looking at the wrong teams when y'all think about powerhouse teams. Cleveland is stacked offensively and defensively. Sure, and the way that Views plays, he has the running back to fit his play style. That power running style, he has the running back with Cleveland. He also has Baker Mayfield. He ain't a god in Madden, but he's like a
he's serviceable, right?
Right. And the receivers that he got, they're decent receivers. Donovan Peoples-Jones, you can't count out. Jarvis Landry getting older, he's a slower receiver, but he's that possession receiver. you got Odell as well as Njoku, and that defensive line might be underrated. I know you got Myles Garrett, but you also got Jadeveon Clowney on the other side. Like that.
That's fire. What do you mean overrated, underrated?
Because their defensive tackles are not the best.
Larry Njoku, Red, he's a fucking good pass rusher for a big guy.
That's what I'm saying. But his linebackers, they could use a little work. The safeties, they're okay.
Linebackers, he's got what? He's got the dude who got drafted a couple of years ago. He had that pick 6 in the preseason or week 1. And then he had Nwora Koromosu, whatever his name is. Nwosu Koromoa.
Koromoa. Yep. Jeremiah Owusu Koromoa.
But his
corners are good.
That's what I'm saying.
Corners are real good.
That's an underrated team looking at it because Pittsburgh might got a defense. Offensively, man, if you can really slow the ball down, I don't know how far Frozen's trying to go with Big Ben. But you look at NRAS, I don't know, man. NRAS play style might not actually fit the dog.
I just think he's too erratic with the ball. I think he's too erratic. I think he has too much fun with it, and it leads to costly turnovers. It's really, Dewuan, it's the battle. It's Frozen and it's Views. And they're going to trade, right? They're going to trade. I don't think one is going to dominate the other.
I play both, and surprisingly, the one game that I played Frozen, neither one of us had a turnover, and it was a 28-24 battle.
Yeah,
it was one of them games where I can honestly say it was a fucking nail biter. And the games that I played Views, they were decent games, but he didn't have the best squads when he played. Like Cleveland is stacked to play against somebody like that now, because if you can get pressure with 3 or 4, and you can put guys back in coverage, or you can use somebody to cover the middle and cover the rest, that puts a lot of pressure on a person.
Well, we're going to have to find out. I believe that it is time to disband this call. I'm going to stop the recording now so we can talk after, whatever. But goodbye, everybody. It was great having you here, and take care.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, I stopped the recording.